Hello, I'm Chub and I'm starting this video with a fish, first cast, and I'll tell you all about the spot in a moment. And this is giving me a little bit of a run around, and I'm not sure what it is. It feels like a pike, and it is. I'm fishing worm, and I've got a little pike on there, probably about probably about 3 pounds. I don't catch many from the Worcs Canal, and certainly when I'm after perch with a worm. Anyway, I'll back and land this. This will be fun. I can't see at this moment in time whether it's gone into the pike's mouth, and it's going to cut through the line. But yeah. Well, that was the start that I nearly had anyway. A 3 pound pike. It'd been great if it was a 3 pound perch, wouldn't it? And yeah, no, I've actually had a hook pull on a pike. Mind you, it is a size 10 single hook, and not even like a pike hook, is it? So that was certainly a lively start to the day. I'm here at first light. If you do follow my blog on a fairly regular basis, you'll know that recently I caught a very nice perch from the Worcs Canal. Anyway, oh, I've got a little bit of a tap there. Anyway, I decided to come back, as you can imagine, and fish the spot a little bit more. So that's my plan for this week, actually. The thing with this particular place I'm in now, first of all, no one told me about it. No one said to me, get yourself down there, there are some nice perch. I mean, there may just be one nice perch, you don't know. But secondly, I've never seen anyone down here, never seen another angler fishing on this particular spot. It's a little bit of a walk, and most anglers on the canal, you find that you fish the first couple of pegs, and then from there onwards, you never see anyone. But that's a great thing, isn't it, as far as I'm concerned, about fishing. It's the mystery. What's in here? That perch that I caught, it could be one of many. It could be the baby of the shoal, or it could possibly be the daddy of the canal, and there's nothing in here to match it. But one thing is for sure, this week at least, I'm going to have great fun finding out. I'm sitting here this morning thinking how happy and contented I feel. We live in a very materialistic society, don't we? And as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with having possessions. It's when possessions have you that the problems start. And for most people, if you were to ask them, what do you want to make you happy? They would say, more money, bigger house, nicer car, that sort of thing. But in reality, those possessions, those items, those inanimate objects never satisfy us, do they, at the end of the day? I'm happy. Do you know why I'm happy this morning? 1, because I'm in the great outdoors. 2, because I'm watching a rod tip. And 3, because I'm watching and listening to skylarks all around me in the meadows. If I catch a fish, it'll be the icing on the cake. Since the pike, I thought it would go quiet. It hasn't. Oh. And I've been getting constant little plucks, and I know what they've been from, and I've just caught the first culprit, a little roach. At least I'm not a blanker. And my first perch of the week. They don't have to be big to be beautiful. I'm continuing where I left off on session 1. Tiny, tiny roach. I was plagued by these little creatures. I'm into a perch, and it's a good one as well. And I'm just hoping that I can net this. It's been very quiet this afternoon. Yes! Just the roach plaguing me and pestering me in a nice way, of course. No such thing as a nuisance fish. Actually, it's not as big as I thought, but hey, very, very welcome indeed. There it is, and I'll lift the dorsal up. I think they look great when you show them like that. Brilliant. I'm into the dusk feeding spell, I think. Another nice enough perch there. A little bit bigger than the other one, I think. And that's now in the net. Brilliant. It's about sticking at it sometimes, isn't it? There it is, one small roach all afternoon and then two perch within minutes of each other. Like I said, it's about sticking at it, isn't it? Perseverance is the key sometimes in fishing, and of course it's now dusk. That helps as far as perch are concerned. A good tip, I feel, caught those two fish, needed the disgorger. Obviously in my case I've got a camcorder. I also set my camera up as well, take a couple of pictures of each fish. Now what I did after catching each one, put the fish in the net after using the disgorger, I put some maggots out, put some ground bait out, so in that time that I had to set the camcorder up, get the camera going, etc., that the swim was allowed to settle, but also I'd put more feed out. Because if there are fish out there, there's a shoal of fish out there, you want to keep them. You don't want to lose them in the time that you're messing about with a camera, camcorder, etc. It's perch o'clock. They're coming like the proverbial bus now. You're waiting, or you wait all day for one doesn't turn up, and then the little cluster of them come together. And they're getting slightly bigger as well. Not monsters, well, not like the one I caught a couple of weeks back, but I'm a happy camper, that's for sure. Now that actually is quite a nice one. It's bigger than I thought. Brilliant. I thought it was a little roach plucking away at the worm, but no, struck into it and it's a perch. I haven't been here very long, so nice to get one under my belt early on. And as you can see there, cleanly hooked in the mouth. There's the worm. Tempted it, didn't it? Anyway, I'll show you my rig right now. It's a very familiar perch setup. If you've seen my videos before, you'll be familiar with this. 6 pound line. I'm fishing a 1/3 of an ounce lead, as you can see there. And to create the hook length, I haven't got a swivel or anything like that. I've just gone right the way through. It's about 8 inches, and on this occasion I've got a size 10 hook. I use between 10 and sometimes a size 4, depending on the bait, of course, to go for perch, but this is the smallest I will go. To create the hook length itself, very, very simple, but effective, of course. It's working. A size 6 shot there, tiny shot, and 5mm bead, so that just fits over there, creates the hook length. Put your worm on, away you go, and you're in business. I've got a bite on, and I'm about to strike in a moment. They're pretty lethargic, I will say that this week. The water temperature is obviously improving as we move on through the month, but it's not what you would call conducive to active fish, active feeding. Anyway, that little bit of activity has stopped. What that activity out there just shows is that I have got fish in the swim, and I'm pretty convinced that was a perch as well. And when you've got perch playing with your bait and not taking it, like they are known as greedy fish, aren't they, really, then you know that it's a difficult session that you're on. That's why, especially at this time of the year, get your thermometer in the water, find out what the water temperature is, and then put bait in accordingly. What you're trying to do, whether it's ground bait or maggots, in my case that's what I'm fishing with, what you're trying to do is you're trying to perhaps draw fish in, you're trying to stimulate them, but you definitely don't want to overfeed them. I'm into a fish now, and there's a boat coming along, and I hope I can net it before the boat comes. This is not a perch. Yet, as I expected, it's a chub, just a small one. Hopefully I'll be able to net it. It's about a pound, or maybe not quite, but as always, very welcome. Dusk perch, and a text as well. Oh, this one's quite lively, but it's in the net, and that's what really counts. And there we go, nice enough fish, eh? Brilliant. Putting the dorsal up of its own accord as well. Well, it's all gone quiet out there, so it looks like I'm not going out on a fish. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed fishing for my favourite species on one of my favourite venues. I'll be back next week. If you like the video, why not share it? There are links here on YouTube to a number of social media outlets, including Twitter and Facebook, which are the two main ones, of course. And if you're out and about yourself, tight lines.